on the topic Social Entrepreneurship Trends and Benefits, organized by Institutional Biotech Hub, Bahana College, Jorhat, Assam. Like the previous series, I am very sure that this lecture series will help enrich our students' fraternity. And for today's lecture, we have with us as the speaker L. Cynthia Guerra Padilla, who will deliver on this pertinent topic. I wish all the best to all the participants, and with this, I would like to sum up my speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inaugural speech. Now, I request our coordinator, ma'am, to say a few words. Thank you, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Respected Principal, Bahana College, Dr. Sunil Chalina Sir, respected Vice Principal, Bahana College, Rani Borthakur Ma'am, our most eminent speaker for today's session, Cynthia Padala, and all other distinguished guests, academicians, researchers, and my dear students, and of course my project fellows, Zakaria and Monica. Of course, we are very glad to introduce all of you our eminent speaker, Cynthia Padala, Mrs. Cynthia Padala. I know her for a long period of time, and I'm quite sure that today's lecture, which will be on social entrepreneurship, that is going to be a very successful one. She is a very excellent speaker. I know her personally, so I believe this session is going to be fruitful for all of us, and I welcome each one of you to this online lecture series on entrepreneurship organized by our institute, Biotech Hub, Bahana College. So with this, I conclude here, and once again, I welcome all of you to this lecture session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I request Ms. Malika Bora to introduce our chief guest to Ms. Malika Bora.
Thank you, Zakaria. Good afternoon, everyone. It is with great honor and privilege that I welcome our esteemed guest, Mrs. L. Cynthia Guerra Padala, ma'am, a remarkable leader, visionary social entrepreneur, and an inspiration to many. Today, we are fortunate to have with us someone who has not only excelled in the field of technology but has also dedicated her life to driving social change and empowering communities. Mrs. Cynthia is a seasoned IT professor with over 15 years of experience working with Fortune 100 companies, including Virgin. Her expertise in product management and technology has set her apart as a leader and innovator in her field. But beyond her professional success, she has a deep passion for transforming lives. As the founder of Sera USA and co-founder of Sera India, Mrs. Cynthia has made a profound impact on rural and tribal communities in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, improving sustainable livelihoods, women's empowerment, health and education. Through her initiative, she has supported local artisans and eco-friendly products, creating opportunities for self-sufficiency and economic growth. A true mentor and motivator, she has been an inspiring STEM mentor and robotic coach, encouraging young minds to innovate and solve real-world problems. Her guidance has also extended to PhD students, where she fosters design thinking and leadership. Her commitment to social impact has been recognized with prestigious awards, including the Gandhian Award 2020, Power Women Leader Award 2022 by Liberty Foundation, and the Social Entrepreneur Award 2022 by Elite India. These accolades are a testament to her unwavering dedication and extraordinary contribution to society. Above all, Mrs. Cynthia is driven by faith and purpose. As a proud mother of two daughters, she leads by example, demonstrating resilience, leadership, and a deep commitment to service. Today, we have the unique opportunity to learn from her vast experiences and insights. Let us extend a warm welcome to Mrs. L. Cynthia Guerra Padala ma'am as she shares her inspiring journey and invaluable knowledge with us. Welcome ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Malika Barua. Now we like to hand over the online lecture session to our chief guest. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sangeeta. It's a real pleasure and honor to be here, and Vice Principal of Bahana College and all the dignitaries over here. And I also welcome all the students and your Dr. Sangeeta's colleagues over here. So appreciate this opportunity, and thank you all for joining me today. So I usually like to have this more as a conversation rather than as a lecture itself, because I want to know what all is going on in everybody else's mind. This is a story that I will be talking about my experience, but at the same time, the global activities happening around my experience and why and what is needed right now in our not just country itself, but the world. So before I go ahead and start presenting my deck, I would like to ask one quick question to everyone. How many of you know what is social entrepreneurship? Or I can rephrase that into a different term. How many of you know one social entrepreneur that is around you? So I already see one hand raised. I think Aman raised your hand. You can also type in the chat. Okay, so Hema raised her hand. Hema Bontu. Aman Singh also raised his hand. Do you want to unmute yourself and quickly share? Wow, I see a lot of students raising your hands. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Yes, Hema. If Hema is not able to unmute herself, why don't we move to... I see Shashank Dubey.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What are your
Good
thoughts
afternoon,
on... Go ahead. Good afternoon.
Ma'am, I think the people who work for the society and thinking about the changes about the social life of people is known as social entrepreneurs.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. That is one way of saying it, but that is absolutely correct. How about Hima Salati? If not, Suhani Jain, do you want to unmute yourself? Durga Bhavani? Alright, most of you might be having technical issues, but hopefully you are all able to hear me. So I got one question answered, that is, who is a social entrepreneur? And Shashank Dubey is absolutely correct. And the other one is, who is a social entrepreneur that you know is around you or in India itself, right? So probably you can type in your answers in the chat box. While you are doing that, Dr. Sangeeta, how much time do I have to...
Yes, it can take up to more than 1 hour. It can take. 1 hour 15 minutes usually we used to allow.
So I'll go ahead and stick to my 1 hour, and then we'll see if how the discussion goes. All right, so let me go ahead and start presenting.
চোৱানী যেনে হেৰি কৰিছে বুলি কৈ দিব লাগিছিলে কুৱেশ্যন অন কৰিবলৈ
Hopefully you all can see my screen. I'm going to put it in the presenter
চোৱানী
mode.
যেনে এইটো কৈছে আনচাৰ এটা দিছে
Can you all see my screen? Full screen mode?
য়েছ মেম
Okay. Awesome. So, yeah, as some of you said, who are social entrepreneurs, I do call myself a social entrepreneur. And before that, I'm a human being too. So, today I wanted to discuss about why social entrepreneurship and who are some of the social entrepreneurs around the world and in India, and what drove them to become a social entrepreneur, what is the structure of becoming a social entrepreneur, and what are the current trends, and how to become successful and benefits. But then I also will be covering what are the drawbacks of social entrepreneurship. Because without knowing the drawbacks, you will not be able to understand the benefits of it too. So, this is one of the pictures that I got as an award, and the previous picture that I was showing was awarded to me by a minister, agriculture minister of Telangana. And in that picture, instead of giving me a trophy, they gave me lemongrass shoots because I've adopted 40 villages. No, actually those were only 8 villages, and then different clusters together is 40 villages that we have adopted. But those 8 villages we have adopted in one of the districts of Telangana state. And in these villages, some of the women came forward and they started growing lemongrass, and then we reached out to the government over there, got a 25 lakh grant for these tribal women. We also donated some from US, and then we established a oil extraction unit over there, and those women who were making about 5 to 6,000 a month right now are making about 60,000 a month. So that's a great success story, and that's the reason why I was being awarded these lemongrass on that particular day. That was 2 years ago. So now coming back to the discussion here itself. Now, what is social entrepreneurship? So, as you all know, that this is a business with a purpose, but then it has a deeper meaning too. And there is a way, a method to this madness of implementing the social entrepreneurship. So, social entrepreneurship is using business principles to create solutions to social, cultural, and environmental problems. So, as I said, that this would be a conversational discussion. Whenever I'm going through a deck or a slide and I explain something, I would be ending that deck with a question, so that please take a note of that question and put it in your comments, or you can raise your hand, and if I'm able to see my other screen, I can ask you to unmute yourself and answer. So, as you all said, social entrepreneurship is a business with a purpose, but then this business with a purpose has a method, and that method is using business principles to create a lasting solution. I didn't use that there. Sustainable or a lasting solution to social, cultural, or environmental problems. Now, this is called as a triple bottom line. So, triple bottom line is people, planet, profit. So, what is people, what is planet, and what is profit? That is what we will dwell into. But as I was saying, before I'm a social entrepreneur, I'm a human being. I'm a socially responsible person. That comes under people, right? So, and then planet, is everything around us. Even the products that we are developing is also included in that planet. And profit itself is something that we will talk about at end of the slides, but let's put that aside for now. So, social entrepreneurship is to solve the problem, create solutions for social, cultural, environmental issues, and it's a triple bottom line. And also, we use these two traditional activities, like social impact is the primary goal for just profit, not just profit, and profits are reinvested into the social mission. And we'll talk about the profits later, as I said, right? So those are the key purpose or information that we need to bring to ourselves before we dive deep into the what social entrepreneurship is. Now, question to you all is that each of you pick one sector, social, cultural, and environmental problems around you, and start writing what you see is a problem in that particular sector. Now, we are calling these as 3 sectors: social, cultural, environmental problems. So in that, what do you see as a problem? Okay, so I'm going to come back to those questions, answers in a minute, but now let me explain what this triple bottom line is. As I said, triple bottom line is people, planet, and profit. So in people, what are we trying to accomplish in that particular category of people is fair labor practices is first thing that needs to be accounted for in a social entrepreneurship. And then community benefits and ethical sourcing. Now let me explain you a little bit about fair labor practices. So when I adopted a couple of villages, and then I started staying there in those villages whenever I take a break from my work over here in US. I go to India. Sorry, is anyone saying anything? Okay. All right. Okay, let me go ahead and continue presenting. So, when I adopted these villages and I started living there, I went to, so government has given us some acres of land, and we started inviting the local farmers or local laborers to come and to do the farming work over there. And each of these farmer and laborer has, some of them have more than 4 acres, 5 acres of land. And some of them have maybe just 1-2 acres. And all these laborers, they enroll themselves in something called MGNREGS. I think most of you know about it, or maybe not. MGNREGA is a government program where for 100 days, below poverty line people will get employment, and though that employment is generated by the government itself of planting trees or digging wells or whatever, this kind of employment, and they get, I don't know, maybe 250 rupees, 300 rupees of that sort. I'm not so sure about it. But below 500 rupees is what they get for that employment. And all these people, when they do not have this harvest and the crop life cycle happening, and there is a break between their crops, they come and do this employment in other projects. And so that's how they came to our cluster and they started working. And I started going and talking to them, and I saw that all these farm laborers, when they come, they all sit together and they had their tiffin boxes, they opened those, and then I went and I said, hey, let me also sit with you and eat. And I saw that they only had rice and they had chili powder with them. Not even the pickle. They had chili powder. And I'm like, how many acres of land do you have? And he was like, I have 10 acres. And someone were saying like, I have 8 acres, I have 5 acres. So you have actually
मैम सर को वो वाला फॉर्म मैंने दिखाया था तो सर कह रहे हैं फॉर्म ठीक है
somebody has to mute themselves. Okay. Okay. So when they said that they have that many acres of land, but when they grow a crop, is usually it's wheat or chili or cotton, they sell that and they get some amount of money. And when I calculated that amount of money, how much they are earning, it was nearly 5,000 rupees per month. And because it's only 5,000 rupees per month, they don't have enough income. They go to other projects, become laborers, and they do not have enough food also to have a healthy meal for themselves. So whenever they used to come to my project, I used to order food from outside, like an entire meal packet for all these different, maybe 20, 30 laborers, and get them fed. But I'm not saying that that is a great thing that I'm doing. But what I'm trying to highlight over here is that the harvest that these farmers or laborers are producing is being sold at a 10 times higher price outside their farmland itself. And that 10 times higher price is benefiting a middleman in between. Not the farmer, nor the buyer, but that middleman in between. So, end of the day, do you think that it is a fair labor practice? Somebody unmute yourself and let me know, please.
No, ma'am.
Why not? Well, you are correct. It is not a fair labor practice. The reason it is not fair labor practice is the amount that is generated by selling this particular rice or cotton or chili, the harvest, if it is $100 or 100 rupees, let's say per kg, I'm just giving you an analogy, then the farmers are not even getting 10 rupees per kg. That means not even 10% of that profit. So where is the rest of the 90 or 95% going? Into the middlemen who are holding the farmers together and saying that yes, you need to sell it to us, and then this is how much it's going to be, and we cannot give you more than this. So that 80-90% is going to those middlemen, the packaging industry or the branding industries, and they are making more profit than the actual laborer who is producing the harvest itself, right? So it is not equally distributed. That is why it is not a fair labor practice. Did you all get it? Yes? No? Unmute yourself, please. Okay, thank you. Yeah, if you respond back, even though I'm not able to see you guys, it gives me encouragement that I'm not talking to a laptop, but human beings out there, right? So, okay. So now that we spoke about people, let's jump to planet. Planet is when you see around you, what do you think? I already mentioned what planet is. Can you all quickly unmute yourself and tell me what you consider as a part of the planet? Okay. All right. Anyone? Anyone paying attention at all? Okay. Resources, yes. That's a good one. Please type in your chat. So when you So let me come back here to my slide. And now for us, planet is usually, for people, it is trees around us, the rain, the mountains. This is what we, or the ocean, rivers, this is what the natural resources is what we consider as planet. But the actual definition of a planet is what we have developed and what is the consequence of that particular development is also a part of the planet. So for example, we have developed plastic. And do you all know that plastic is really good for our planet? Do you all agree with me?
No.
Yes. It's not good for our planet. So why is it not good for our planet? Anyone? Okay. So the reason is plastic does not disintegrate and dissolve into the earth itself. Any of the trees, including human beings, clothes that we wear, if they are not synthetic, cotton, any of these things, they disintegrate and they get recycled and they become earth and they enrich the earth. But there are some products like plastic, like emissions. Now, if you see over here, there is a plain picture image shown over there, right? So planes actually create those emissions which actually leave a carbon footprint that is creating holes in the ozone layer, because of which there is either acid rain or there is imbalance in the environment itself, and all these things come back to us at the end of the day. So that's why planet is not just the natural resources, but even the products that we develop is a part of the planet. And what is the outcome of those products is something we need to account for, is also a part of the planet. So that is called environmental stability, reducing carbon footprint, and conservation of resources. So these are what we need to consider in the planet itself. And then finally, we come to profit. Profit, can everybody, I believe you all are in the entrepreneurial sector, right? So you are learning. What do you all think is a profit? Unmute, please, or type. If someone can speak out, whoever is typing, that will be great too. Distraction. Okay. So nobody? Then I'll park that question and I'll come back to it whenever you guys are ready for it. Because end of the day, a business is accounted to profit, right? So the profit that we are expecting should be very evident for you all to actually articulate it and relate it to the planet and the people itself. So I'm going to park that question and we'll come back to that profit again. Now let me move on to the next slide. Any questions there? If yes, please raise your hand and someone can let me know because I can't see everybody. If no, I'm gonna move on.
There are some answers in the chat box, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, can you please read out those answers? Let me also do. Okay, let me see. Okay, it doesn't decompose. Yes, that's correct, Palak. It does not disintegrate exactly. Please repeat the question, okay? Now, any monetary gain that we earn during specific course of business, exactly, monetary gain. And revenue generated, expense, absolutely. Yep, that's all great answers. So, but we will again come back to that question in a minute. Let me continue sharing. Okay. Now, so I explained what social entrepreneurship is and the 3 P's, the triple P. And now, some of the social entrepreneurs that are out there in the world. I have 3 pictures here. Can you all let me know if you recognize any one of these? Any answers there? Anybody raise their hand? Okay. So if you are not able to, then let me switch to the next slide. And now you see that there is a World Economic Forum over here. That means she should be an entrepreneur. Well, he looks like he's giving shoes to some kids in developing country. So we don't know if he's an entrepreneur, and he seems very happy. So we don't know if he's really an entrepreneur, right? So, but let us see what their stories are. And just remember how much their net worth is. Now the first picture is Muhammad Yunus. Does anyone know about Muhammad Yunus? Anyone raised their hand? Did anyone raise their hand? Okay. So Grameen Bank, you should go and go to YouTube and check out his videos and what he's doing. He actually is from Bangladesh, and he was visiting some small villages, and he saw that the women over there, they had excellent skills, but they did not have money to have to set up a small business. So he started something called microfinance, giving small amounts of money to people, making them groups of people, and then it's like something similar to self-help groups in India. I don't know how many of you know about SHGs, but this is a very rural term. So he introduced something of microfinance of similar sort, and he created impact in several women, not just women, people's lives in Bangladesh and other countries too. And his net worth is $10 million. Somebody later converted and put it in 10 million is equal to how many rupees, and that will be helpful. That is Muhammad Yunus. And the second entrepreneur over here is probably a Gen Z. He is from US, and he founded Tom's Shoes. And this entrepreneur, what he does is, anybody who buys a pair of shoes, he donates 1 pair of shoe to the poor in the world, anywhere in the world, developing countries, underdeveloped countries, anywhere it is. So 1 for 1 model he created, and his net worth is $30 million. Again, somebody type how much that is equaling to rupees. And then the third one is Wendy Kopp. She again is an entrepreneur. She is a social entrepreneur. All 3 of them are social entrepreneurs. And she improved education, and her net worth is 1 million. And what she does is she identifies students like you all, because you're all, about graduates and about 12th grade, about 10th grade, and about illiterates. So that means you have more knowledge than any of these illiterates, 10th, 12th, and graduates. And those are the students or alumni that she reaches out to and asks them to enroll in a program where they are investing at least a couple of hours per week to train other underdeveloped students or people or business holders to help them with their projects, so on and so forth. So this is a way of improving education system by incorporating mentorship into it. I'm really fond of her and her methodology, but she is also one of the social entrepreneurs. Now, before I move on, so how many, did anyone type anything? Okay, so Elon Musk, I like that. Well, Vishwajit, that's definitely a bold answer, but no. Elon Musk is a totally for-profit guy, even though he changed a lot of people's lives, but he did negatively impact too. But we'll come back to that story another day. But definitely he is a popular one, but he is not a social entrepreneur. But thank you for being bold and answering. Let's go back now. Let me present again. People, when you answer, type in any questions, thoughts, or anything, it encourages me to move forward, right? So type in your thoughts, questions, suggestions, anything, or even comments or jokes too. I'm fine with anything. So now that we spoke about what is social entrepreneurship, who are some social entrepreneurs around us, now let's see what are some characteristics of a social entrepreneurship. So first one is they focus on social impact. Unlike traditional business priorities that prioritize profit, social enterprises or entrepreneurs, they prioritize on creating social change, social good that benefits several, not just themselves, right, but several people around them, or several entities or the planet itself. So that's what they focus on, is the social impact or the social good. Now the next one they focus on is innovative solutions. So when they think that, okay, I want to do some social good, they first identify some problems that are around them, and they try to identify or solve those problems. And because those problems exist in such a vast way, obviously there are not many solutions already being implemented, right? So that's the reason why they want to identify a solution, design a solution, and solve that problem. So they focus on social impact, they focus on innovative solutions, and they focus on sustainable business models. I will explain that in a minute in the next slide. So that this business model is not generating income just to themselves, but people around them and benefiting the planet too. And they address social issues, as I was saying, poverty alleviation, environmental sustainability, education, healthcare, etc. You can all put in some social problems. I don't think I saw any social problems being mentioned in the chat. Please type in some social problems that you think is prevalent around you, and we'll get back to those again. And then the final one is blending of purposes. Now, purpose is not just profit, but non-profit too. So if they are blending the both profit and non-profit together, then they are doing a hybrid model, and they are trying to accomplish all these through that model itself, right? So any questions on the previous slide? I can switch screens without stop sharing. That's good. Any questions? Okay, ritual, blind faith. I like that. Online website. Peer pressure, yes, absolutely. I've been there, done that. We'll come back to those in a minute. Now, how to start a social enterprise. Let me see how many minutes I have. Please keep me honest, Sangeeta or whoever it is, how many minutes if I'm having. Half an hour, I think. I have more.
Yes, you can take. Half an hour you can take, definitely.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to try to finish this in next 20 minutes or so. So, as I was saying, how to start a social enterprise. Now, you all know what a social entrepreneurship is, who some social entrepreneurs are, and what they are doing also you know now. So, how to start that enterprise? Now, the first step here is to identify a problem. That's the reason why I was asking you all, find some problems around you and document them in the chat box. So first is identifying the problem, then developing a solution. The next one is define the mission and vision of that solution. What are you trying to accomplish through this solution or through this entity is very, very important when you are trying to solve a problem. And then conduct market research. As I was saying, there may not be solutions out there that is solving that problem, but there may be very, very, very excellent solutions out there. It's just that you don't know those solutions. So you need to do that market research properly and see who is my competitors, who is solving those problems, and can I step into this area and can I actually accomplish or not. So that's very important, is doing market research. Then next one is create a business plan. You all might be knowing how to create a business plan, but we can have a conversation later after this discussion. Is if you have created a business plan, I can always rate it for you all depending on the social problem that you have developed or identified. Now choose a legal structure. So choosing a legal structure is it for profit or non-profit? If it is a non-profit, again, what am I trying to solve? Being very clear with that non-profit. Where am I getting funding from? And then if it's for profit, what is that entity, like LLC or I don't know what all you have in India, but over here we have limited liability and all these different terms, right? So identifying which legal structure you will follow. And then the very important one is securing funding. Then next one is building a passionate team. This is really important. When you're building a passionate team, it's not just members that want to get that particular work done. So if I have a business, I have several activities in that business, right? The product, if I'm promoting a product, either developing or procuring a product, then marketing the product, then maintaining that market, and then reiterating or getting the feedback, and then giving that feedback to the people who are developing the product, and making profits, sharing those profits. All these things are different activities of an enterprise. And each person or group of people take ownership of these activities. But when you create or when you build a team that is taking ownership of these individual activities, what you need to know or what you need to keep in mind is that, hey, do they all want to solve the problem that I want to solve? Or are they in this just for getting some salary or just for getting some name or fame or just to get their chores done or activities done and go home and move on to their next phase, right? So building that strong, passionate team is really important for you to move forward. And launch and iterate. This is something design thinking that you all should look into. There are some keywords that you should note and then later do some research. Design thinking is one of the keywords there. And measure your impact, which is really important. So those are the 10 steps that you need to make sure that you have in your pathway of creating a social enterprise. Now let's move to the current trends. The current trends is, I just showed you 3 social entrepreneurs that are out there. But to your surprise, or to my surprise actually, when I was doing research yesterday and previous days ago, there are so many social entrepreneurs around the world that there is a social entrepreneurship award itself that's being given to these social entrepreneurs every year. That means that about 25 social entrepreneurs per year, if they are being awarded, that means that there must be like hundreds of social entrepreneurs who actually are into this social entrepreneurship, solving major problems and creating sustainability, and applied for this award. But that means that they did not get selected. That doesn't mean that they are not contributing, but only a few of them got selected and were awarded. So when you see that pool of people, you see that there are a lot of people already in the game. And to get that award, there are some standards that people will have to meet. And those are the standards or the trends that I'm going to talk to you about. Is what are those standards or measurements that anybody is looking at to evaluate the success of a social entrepreneur and saying that this is what they are contributing towards the world. So the first one is impact measurement with data. So when I say that I have adopted 40 villages, I give a number, right? I don't just say I have adopted some villages and some people are benefiting out of it. I don't say that. I have adopted 40 villages, which is 4 clusters, and each village sometimes have 10 villages, 4 villages, and out of those villages, we did a lot of activities, and we identified beacon leaders who are interested in forming into a joint liability group or a FPO, and then we invested in them, gave them trainings, and then they did this. So all that I am measuring it with numbers that accounts for some impact measurement, right? So end of the 2 years that I stay in any of these clusters, what I'm saying is I have this many villages. Out of these many villages, I have identified these many women, and out of these many women, only this many women learned something, and this many women actually developed some products, and they all became a group of entrepreneurs, and we are promoting their products. So that is the data that accounts to it, and it gives a measurement for people to say, yes, what she has created is impactful. Now the next one is collaborations. So I don't think that I am a know-it-all person. I say that, hey, I need help. If I need help, that means that I'm not trying to identify people that just are out there around me, willing to help me. But I go into the world and I identify subject matter experts, and I try to negotiate with them, I try to talk to them, I discuss with them, have MOUs with them, and then build the structure, which I'm calling it as public, private, and people partnership. So the public is the government officials or the entities. private is just us, myself, or any other, for-profit, non-profit organizations, and people are the rural villagers themselves. So this is called the collaboration. And I'm not trying to solve this all by myself, but as a collaborative entity, I'm trying to solve a problem. And then the third one is technology. AI, you should look into this. AI for social good is the latest trend. And you should know about all these different apps that are out there that is making everybody's life so easy and the world smaller. So how are you using technology for? A lot of you, I have some interns that join me, and we, if they're in US, we give them certificates and we give them presidential awards. You can go check it out on my website. And I do have some interns from India too, who we train them, and then it helps them get jobs in a better companies and all. But in return, they are also working for us. Interns, I don't know if you know about what interns do, is they actually are learning and also implementing at the same time. So now these interns, when they come onto our platform, they see that the benefit of working with us, and they use some of these tools and technologies to make their own learning capabilities easier and fast get onboarded. So AI is not just helping people to design programs or to design few things, but it is also helping people to get understanding of deeper topics. So when these interns come to our company, I ask them, give me a quick answer. Maybe you should all type it in the chat box too. Is when you open your cell phone and when you open YouTube on your cell phone, what videos do you see on the top? Right? You will know why I asked that later, but please type it in your chat box. So those are how technology is being used for good is also measured. And then social growth of social and financial impact. So if I'm, as I said, these women, they used to earn 5,000 rupees per month. Now they're earning 60,000 rupees per month. So that is a social and financial impact, right? So that is also being measured. And blend of circular economy and empowering marginalized. Yes. Are we closer?
Some example of the technology is good.
Okay. Some examples of technology. So you want to know some examples of technology?
Yes.
Good question. Good question. Then you need to become our, our intern. Because at that time we'll give you more in-depth knowledge about artificial intelligence, the apps that are there, and how they have to be used. But I'll type in the chat later, and I'll send you some details also. Okay? But good question. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
So now let's move to the last few slides. So, as I said, let's go back. So what are the current trends? You already know about those 6 trends that are going on and how the social entrepreneurs are being measured. Now I'm going to talk about the last 2 things. First one is the challenges. Because before the challenges, before we talk about rewards, we need to talk about the challenges. Now the challenges are really important because a lot of us do not know how much of social good we have done. So I was able to measure because I was able to account for the number of people that joined my company or my project, and then how we did it, what amount they have generated. All that is being measured. But sometimes when you actually say that, hey, today I'm not taking my car to work, but I'm actually taking a bus, because usually in US, very few people take the public transport. And because of which we are creating so much of carbon emissions and carbon negative footprint in the society, in the environment itself. So government encourages people to do carpooling, or leave your car at home, or leave your car at the bus station, and then take a public transport, either the train or the bus, so that you are reducing that gas emissions. So for that, usually we are not able to measure unless we say that, hey, if I'm driving this many miles per day and I'm taking this much of gas from my car, and this much of emissions or pollution is being produced, then if I'm not taking this many days the car, then I'm reducing that carbon footprint to this level. So measuring that impact is really hard sometimes, right? The second one is difficult in funding. Usually when we start an enterprise, either we fund from our own pocket, or we get our parents or our family to fund us, or we take bank loans. Now, bank loans, probably they will be willing to fund you, but when you come to family itself, what are you trying to do? And if you say that I'm trying to solve this problem, and if you say that, hey, give me this many lakhs, they'll be like, no, I don't think you will be successful in it, because they are not confident about generating income through that. So, lack of funding. Then, limited product, service, and design choices. So, this is something that I've been facing. In US, there is a lot of demand for, right now I don't have those products with me, but usually in my webinars, I show those products to people. There is a lot of in demand for ashwagandha, turmeric, or several of these byproducts of those. And our people in India are literally growing them. They have the raw material in them, but the finished product is not good enough to export it. So that is a huge issue. And then the last one is limited public understanding. So there are products that are developed unethically by being sourced with giving very little income to these farmers, and then taking out the profit, and you generating a lot of profit out of it and selling it. But because the ads are so appealing and it's a big brand, people tend to buy that product. But social entrepreneurs getting their brands out into the society itself, it takes a little bit of intervention. Reason is that people do not know the good that they are causing behind it, and even if they know the good they are driving behind that product, they think that, that's fine. I don't want to pay maybe a rupee extra or $1 extra for this product and buy this product, but buy something else that is generating millions, and it's only 25 cents less than what I'm gonna give to this product, right? So those are the 4 problems that I've identified, but there may be other problems. If you know any, please let me know and type that in the chat itself. Now the last slide, what I want to talk to you about is the benefits. It's a win-win-win situation. So this I'm going to quickly go through because we have already spoke about this several times. What is the win-win-win situation? Is you are solving a social problem that is faced by several people, right? You are not just adding luxury, but you are adding need, necessity, and solving it. And you are empowering communities. You are driving innovation. You are creating sustainable environmental changes around you and promoting economic development and attracting talent and innovation and people who really are passionate about solving a problem. And there are so many investments out there, globally and India also, that give grants to people who try to solve these social problems. So you are also attracting investments. Maybe not a family investment, but government investments. So those are the problems or the win-win situation that you have. So what I would say is, be that change and identify a problem. As I said, brainstorm a solution, connect with the resources and mentors. You can always reach out to me. I am on LinkedIn, and I will also give you my email address, and you can always go onto my website and register to become an intern and take the first step. Now, if you see, these are just few of the social entrepreneurs from the entire world who are creating impact. You should start looking into these people, who they are. The information is already out there. And these are social entrepreneurs from 2022. 20 social entrepreneurs from India itself. Nowhere else but just India. So that's about it. That was a mouthful for me. Any questions, thoughts, suggestions, or what do we want to do next? Do we want to take up questions? Do we have enough time?
Ma'am, we challenge use technology for social goods.
Yes. Technology for social good. As I said, let me give you my website and go there and register yourself in the internship program, and you will get more details on it. Yes, thank you, Priya. Okay, let me see if there are any questions. How many more minutes do we have, Dr. Sangeeta?
Yeah, 10 minutes we can still take.
Okay. Okay, 10 more minutes, so we'll try to cover the questions. Rituals, innovation, sustainability. Okay. Any questions? How will you ensure transparency and accountability within your organization? That's a good question. So, are you asking that question, or was that an answer to one of my questions, Ankit Kumar, if you are still on the call? Okay. If it's taking time for you to unmute, we'll move on to the next ones. See. Thank you, Priya. Again, Ankit has typed the same thing, so I'm assuming that it's a question to me. I'll answer that in a minute. Encouraging session. Thank you, Devanushi. Okay. So how will you ensure transparency and accountability? So it's a very tricky question. Reason is, the standard way of creating the transparency and accountability is different, but my way of creating transparency and accountability is different. Whenever I try to take people on board, before I even start hiring them, I just don't interview them. I give them some personal tests. In the sense, I'll give them a problem statement, or I will ask them to do something that is out of their league. And then I see if they are able to solve that problem or not. And how much effort did they put into solving that problem. And did they reach out to me asking me for every single detail to solve that problem? Or did they go by themselves and, researched themselves and then identified the solutions for that problem? So those are the things that how I measure to see how competent they are, first of all. And then the second one is transparency. When I see that they are competent, then I take them in and then I give them some more activities that helps me assess if those people are being truthful to that particular project or not, to that particular activity or not. I don't just assign them with a huge project in the first instance itself, but I assign them small steps and I see that if they are able to deliver that in truth, then I take them up to the next level. So it's always, it's not a thumb rule. It's always trying and experimenting different ways of doing things. And then accountability. Accountability is also really important, right? So once you identify that right person who is passionate enough to finish an activity by themselves, by learning, and then when I give that small activity, they come back to me with truth. And then the third one is when they actually give the entire feedback to me, including the negatives of it also, that is when I realize that yes, they are accountable. So I usually do not have a paper saying that this is all what I will go through the checklist to see if they are transparent or not. But it is always good to take everything in a stepwise, small steps at one time after the other, so that you are able to assess those people if they are doing the right thing for you or not. Especially youth, it's really important because you are surrounded with so many students around you that we are all passionate, but you all think that we can solve it. By the end of the day, it's like, can I really solve it? And am I still able to get that work done? What do you mean by actions should match the words? Yes, I think we have 2 more minutes.
Hello, madam. Am I audible?
Hello.
Am I audible to you, madam? Thank
Yes,
you, madam,
you are
for very information. I'm Devanasi Datta, PhD scholar from CPGS, Meghalaya, madam. Hello, am I audible?
Hi. Yes, go ahead, Devanshi.
Actually, I want to know, is there any collaboration to Northeastern Institute regarding this entrepreneurship or maybe, is there any collaboration in Northeastern, any institute, madam, Northeast India Institute?
Yes, that's a very good question. I reached out to Dr. Sangeeta recently, asking her to, collaborate with us and identify some problems. But she suggested that why don't you actually pick my students' brains and then we can come back and see how that collaboration will work. That's an excellent suggestion, Dr. Sangeeta. So yes, there are a lot of issues that are around in itself, and we would love to solve those problems together. We can give you guidance. There is a lot of funding. There are a lot of resources out there, but we need dedicated people, dedicated resources who wants to take up a problem and get a solution and then a project out of it in the next 6 months. Right? Because we are measuring the time and the impact also. So yes, probably Dr. Sangeeta, what we will do is we'll send them in the form itself, maybe after the event, we can send them a sign-up sheet of who wants to be a part of this collaboration, and then we can have a brainstorming. Yes. Thank you so much,
Hello.
Devanshi. Yes.
India madam, how are you? This is
Bhujanga.
Bhujanga.
Yes, yes. How are you?
Fine, 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 fine. Happy to see you after a long time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, really good to hear your voice.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good, very good subject you have taken. Just I'm also very much interested in this social entrepreneurship, and actually there is a very thin line exists between a business and the social entrepreneurship. Even though sometimes same as the activity, the place and how it is served is the matters, and it will become a social enterprise. For example, hotel business within the just like AC environment, it is a business. At the same time, a small vendor selling the idlis and vada on a vehicle to feeding the all the workers on the road and earning his livelihood and also maintaining his family is a social entrepreneurship. Even though the same business, so this is the thin line. I think one can understand, and each business we can have a social entrepreneurship. Whatever may be the business, it can be converted into a social entrepreneurship. Do you agree with my statement?
Totally agree, sir. And I think, what I will say is join our cohort if we create one cohort for Northeast, and you can be one of our mentors.
Okay, okay. So sure. Thank you. Do visit whenever you are Hyderabad.
Yes, sir.
We'll
Yes.
meet once again.
Yes, sir. Definitely. So Tamil Nadu, Trichy, yes, ma'am. Priya Jayabal, please do reach out to me. I will give you my email address also. That's cynthia.padala at saratrust.org, and we can definitely work on a project. And Bhujanga Rao sir knows me well on me developing some groups of women and me implementing these projects. But yeah, anybody else? Any questions? Or can we close?
So if there are no more questions, Cynthia, I think we should wind up this session because it's almost time. And what I will do, we have a WhatsApp group, so I will share all these details, your email address and this website and other links we will post in that group, and those who are really interested, they will definitely reach out to you. So let's wind up.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity, and thank you all, everyone, for joining the session. Please do reach out to me. There are a lot of opportunities, funding also available. Do reach out to me, and let's do some social good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Photo brings the.
All right. Exiting out.
Now, thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I request Ms. Malika Barua to end this meeting with a formal vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Zakaria. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks at the conclusion of this inspiring session. First and foremost, I express my deepest gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Ms. Cynthia Guerra Padala ma'am, for taking the time to enlighten us with her vast knowledge, experience, and inspiring journey. Your words have truly motivated us to think beyond boundaries and work towards meaningful change. We are honored to have had the opportunity to learn from you today, ma'am. A special thanks to our respected Vice Principal, ma'am, Dr. Indrani Bhattacharya, ma'am, for her continuous support and encouragement in organizing such insightful events. Your leadership and vision drive us towards excellence, and we deeply appreciate your guidance. I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to our dedicated coordinator, ma'am, Dr. Sangita Das, for her efforts in meticulously planning and executing this event. Your commitment and coordination have played a vital role in making this session a success. A big thank you to our technical assistant for ensuring the smooth functioning of all technical aspects, allowing us to have a seamless and engaging session. Your behind the scene efforts are truly commendable. Last but not least, I would like to thank each and every one of you present here today, students, faculty, and guests, for your active participation and enthusiasm. Your engagement has made this session even more meaningful. With that, we conclude today's session with gratitude and appreciation. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
Sir, can we lift?
Yes. Can we lift?
And call for everyone. Koilu.
Okay.